All right, we are going to graph sine and cosine functions today. So I want you to think about our unit circle that we've talked about and how this is 1, 0. All right, and this is at 0. This is pi over 2 and the point is 0, 1. All right, this is pi and the point is -1, 0. And this is 3 pi over 2, and the point is 0, -1. Now, if we think about sine, remember sine goes along with our y values here. So we're going to make a table here for our parent function. Okay, I'm going to start in the middle at 0. And if sine goes along with the y, it's going to be 0, 0. At pi halves, it's 1. At pi, it's 0. At 3 pi over 2, it's -1. And at 2 pi, it's 0. Now, you could work backwards, again, going around the unit circle in the negative direction. Then we kind of go back around. So it's the -1, 0 for negative pi. -3 pi over 2 is 1. And -2 pi is 0. So let's graph that. This is at 0. Now, we still have our x, y, but this time our x's, notice, are in radian. Okay, so when I go to label, I'm going to label it in radian. So that's -pi, -2 pi. Okay. All right. So when we look at that, we're going to graph each of these. So -2 pi is 0. Go up 1 and down 1. Oh, I should make that. So up 1 to -1. So up, back down to 0, down to -1, back here. Okay. Now, technically, this is called one cycle, all right, or one period. We'll look at that in a moment. So we're going to do the same thing here. And if we connect it. Now, the idea, because we can keep going around and around and around in a circle, is that sine and cosine functions continue on forever. We just draw them out, okay? And they continue at the same pattern. Now, a couple of ways to remember. So this is considered one period. At one time, thinking about one time around the circle, right? Okay, what I like to think about this is, because it's sine, I like to think of it kind of like a sideways S, right? The other way you can think about this is that you sine on the line. So you start right here in the line, and you sine on the line, right? Think about your signing your name. Okay, a couple of different things to look at. If we're looking at just this, our max value is 1. Our minimum value is -1. All right, our domain, as I mentioned, is going to keep going on, so it's all real numbers. And our range is -1 to 1. All right, amplitude is how far above or below the line it is. So this is the amplitude. And we'll talk about where that's all going to come into effect when we start transforming the parent function, as we did with our other functions when we were graphing them. All right, what I would like for you to do is to think about your cycle or your circular function here. So this is the parent function for sine. All right, when we say a parent function, again, think about the basic initial shape before you start doing any of the transformations. So what I'd like for you to do is to fill out this same table. These numbers will change because now you're going to be looking at the x values. So pause the video and try that on your own, please.